Did you know? The idea for Pokemon Detective Pikachu stemmed from one of the rejected pitches for the Pokemon anime. While developing the anime, the show's staff wanted to have Pokemon talk in full sentences. However, the developers of the original games, Game Freak, felt that Pokemon shouldn't speak at all. While a compromise was reached, with Team Rocket's Meowth being the only Pokemon capable of speaking the human language, many staff members still wanted to hear Pikachu talk. The original concept for the 3DS version of Detective Pikachu was simply to have a Pikachu that could talk and express various emotions. This resulted in a tech demo shown off in 2013, which included a motion-captured Pikachu that would talk to its audience. Game Freak were still reluctant to allow the team to break the rules of the series, and producer Hiroyuki Jinnai had to spend a lot of time convincing them that it was a good idea. Pokemon Company president Tsunekazu Ishihara was also unsure about the project. When he made an appearance on the Japanese television show Professional Shigoto no Ryugi, the show's blurb read, "This summer, Ishihara started development on a never-before-seen game. It's a new game featuring the very popular character Pikachu in a bold way. There is concern, however, that if it's bad, the long-loved character would lose popularity in the blink of an eye." Fortunately, the Detective Pikachu game was a success. In April 2016, movie studios were allowed to bid for the rights to make Pokemon movies. The franchise was in high demand in 2016, thanks to the massive success of the mobile game Pokemon Go, which saw Nintendo's stocks rise by $9 billion. The rights were eventually won by Legendary Pictures, who were bidding against Warner Bros. And Sony. Legendary winning the bid was seen as remarkable, as they're owned by the Chinese company Dalian Wanda Group. Historically, China and Japan have been bitter rivals, and some thought it was unusual for a Chinese company to be handling a prominent Japanese property. Universal Pictures were later slated to handle the film's distribution outside of Japan and China. However, on July 25, 2018, it was announced that Warner Bros. Would be distributing the film instead. This would be the first Pokemon film they distributed since Pokemon 3, the movie. Speculation arose that this change was a precursor to Legendary forming a new deal with Warner Bros. After their contract with Universal expired on December 31, 2018. Once they obtained the rights, Legendary wasted no time in fast-tracking the movie's production so they could capitalize on the Pokemon Go craze. It was decided, at the behest of the Pokemon Company, that Ash Ketchum would not be the protagonist of the new film. Ash already had a lot of backstory and character development from the animated show and movies, so the company wanted to try something new, starring a new character. Rumors began to circulate that Max Landis, who wrote 2017's Bright, would be providing the film's script. Another batch of rumors stated that Nicole Perlman of Thor and Guardians of the Galaxy fame and Gravity Falls' Alex Hirsch were in negotiations to write the film. When the movie started filming in January 2018, however, the draft was credited to Perlman and the film's director Rob Letterman, with no mention of Hirsch. Letterman was approached with the pitch for Detective Pikachu and, quote, fell in love with the story behind it. Actor Justice Smith was the first person confirmed to have a role in the movie. Interestingly, Smith's character in the film Paper Towns sang the Pokemon theme in a scene along with his co-stars Austin Abrams and Nat Wolff.
Pokemon, gotta catch 'em, it's you and me.
Speaking of music, Detective Pikachu is the second time a Nintendo product used Happy Together by the Turtles in a trailer. It was also used for the Nintendo 64 title Super Smash Bros. Another interesting audio secret comes from the 2018 Pokemon World Championships in Nashville, Tennessee. After revealing the official title for the movie on stage, Rob Letterman asked the crowd to chant as if Pikachu and Charizard were fighting in front of them. This chanting was recorded and used during the film's fight scene between the two Pokemon. The plot of the Detective Pikachu movie loosely follows the plot of the game, with the two versions having many similarities. The protagonist, Tim Goodman, and the location, Rhyme City, share their names between the two versions. Various scenes from the movie also reference other Pokemon games and properties. Alongside all the Pokemon that cameo, locations like the Sinnoh region from Pokemon Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum are named. Tim's train ticket also shows that he departed from Leavin' Town, a pun on leaving town. The staff of the 3DS game were excited at the prospect of their work becoming a full Hollywood production, calling it a huge honor. While working on the game, the most that they'd hoped for was an animated short for Japanese television, and so they were amazed when they were told that it would be turned into a full movie. However, they were also nervous, as they had to leave creative control in the hands of Legendary Pictures. When the 3DS version of Detective Pikachu was unveiled, many fans began wondering who would voice the iconic iconic character in English. While the role would eventually go to Kaiji Tang, fans overwhelmingly wished that actor and director Danny DeVito would take the spot. A video titled Great Detective Pikachu English trailer featuring Danny DeVito was uploaded by YouTube user TealHollow1 on January 29, 2016, a mere 3 days after the Japanese trailer launched. The video dubbed over the trailer with voice clips from DeVito's previous roles, most notably Frank Reynolds from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. A Change.org petition asking DeVito to be cast in the role gained over 50,000 signatures before it closed. DeVito's response to the overwhelming fan demand came on the 1st of April 2016, where he was asked during a panel if he would voice Detective Pikachu in the game. His response was a firm no, followed by the question, "What the f*** is Pokemon?" However, this wasn't the end of DeVito's unwitting involvement with the property. Visual effects producer for the film, Greg Baxter, confirmed to the Nerdist that the team tested audio from DeVito's role in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia for use in the movie. While he liked the voice, it was Ryan Reynolds' voiceover that really struck a chord with the producers. Other actors considered for the role were Hugh Jackman, Mark Wahlberg, and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Longtime Pikachu actress Ikue Otani voiced Pikachu's regular speech in all versions of the movie. In the German version of the initial trailer, though, Pikachu is dubbed with a different voice.
Sie kann ihn doch hören, oder? Pika, Pika!
It's unknown who this actor was or why the voice was changed for this version specifically, as it's identical in all other languages. Regardless, the voice was quickly changed, with Warner Brothers uploading a new version of the German trailer soon after. Reynolds, famous for his guerrilla marketing campaigns as Deadpool, adopted a similar tactic with Detective Pikachu. He uploaded a humorous video to his YouTube channel that parodies method acting, telling viewers how he gets into the role. Reynolds' anecdotes involve leaving his daughters at school because Detective Pikachu doesn't know who those two little girls are, and trying to lose 182 pounds in order to better fit the character. Reynolds not only voiced Pikachu, but also provided motion capture for the character. Pokémon were chosen to appear in the movie based on 3 criteria: their popularity, what the story needed, and what looked good or interesting in a live-action setting. Legendary worked closely with Game Freak and the Pokémon Company to narrow these choices down. They tried to include a good range of Pokémon from every generation, although Letterman expresses a certain fondness for the original 151. Pokemon Detective Pikachu is the first Pokemon movie to incorporate live-action elements. Artist R.J. Palmer is known for his realistic interpretations of various Pokemon, with his art having gone viral online. He began drawing Pokemon as a hobby in 2013, and this directly led to him being approached to work on Detective Pikachu. The film's production designer Googled realistic Pokemon and, after finding Palmer's art, invited him to help work on the film designing the creatures. The first trailer for Detective Pikachu gained more than 30 million views in 2 days on YouTube alone. Upon the movie's reveal, some longtime fans were skeptical about the realistic Pokemon designs, as well as the fact that Pikachu could talk. While the realistic look of the creatures was well received by some, others felt the choice was ugly, considering the series' original simple and cartoony aesthetic. Concerns about the film's popularity were set aside when test audiences responded very positively. In January 2019, 3 months before the Detective Pikachu film had even released, it came to light that Legendary were already working on a sequel. According to HollywoodReporter.com, the studios hired 22 Jump Street writer Oren Uziel to write the script. Uziel also worked on the upcoming Sonic the Hedgehog movie and Men in Black International, but has so far made no comment on his work for the next Pokemon film. Also in January, WeGotThisCovered.com uncovered that 2 new movies are also being made for the franchise. The first will be a spin-off of the Pokemon Mewtwo, which is not the upcoming film Mewtwo Strikes Back Evolution, and a movie adaptation of the games Pokemon Red and Blue. Legendary apparently wants to flesh out the events of the games, using live action and CGI to tell the story of Red and his journey through the Kanto region. It seems that both of these projects are set in the Detective Pikachu universe. It appears as though Legendary are launching a cinematic universe of live-action Pokemon films, with one of Detective Pikachu producers seemingly confirming it. Later in March, IGN published an article about their visit to the set of Detective Pikachu during filming in 2018. While on this visit, IGN asked producer Ali Mendez about Legendary producing more live-action Pokemon movies. Mendez seemed to imply a Pokemon cinematic universe was in the works, saying, "Pokemon is such a rich universe. There are so many ways you can go inside it. We're trying to get the first movie right, and then once we've done that, we'll see where we go from there." But absolutely. Even the Pokemon themselves, there are 800 of them. We're going to have a lot of them in Detective Pikachu, but we want to play with all of them at some point. Whatever the case, the future of Detective Pikachu seems bright. The film's opening weekend box office earnings are estimated to be up to $100 million, putting the film in line with several Marvel movies. Did you also know that the Pokemon anime was censored many times and saw several changes in the Western release? Or that the Spanish version of the original Pokemon Red and Blue had many translation errors? For more facts, check out the Pokemon videos on screen.